Hello and welcome to another Overlord lore video, and today we are going to analyze the battle between the floor guardian Mare and the strongest godkin of the theocracy Zesshi Zetsumei in order to answer whether or not Mare could have even won against Zesshi without using a lesser version of Ulbertelaine Odl's Grand Catastrophe, known as Petite Catastrophe, an incredibly powerful but very mana-hungry spell that rapidly depleted Mare's mana reserves. But before we're going to do so, let me thank my Patreons for supporting this channel, as well as all users of the YouTube thanks function for making one-time donations. Now with that said, why should Mare, after Zesshi using not one but two of her strongest skills, namely the goal of all life is death and Einherja, not use his death ray? Well, it's quite easy. Mare was happy that he has held back so much mana and played defense, knowing that reinforcement was coming, and in order to force Zesshi to reveal her strongest attacks herself, because otherwise he wouldn't even have been able to cast the spell. So let's just say Mare didn't feel the risk of investing a great amount of mana in one attack would be worth it, because Zesshi, who has shown to be capable of using Einherja, and the goal of all life is death, could perhaps dodge it or block it, hence why Mare decides not to use it. Let's also assume that Einsulgon got delayed for some reason. Let's say he suspected that godkins or players are within Slane's army, currently attacking the capital of the Elf Kingdom. And therefore, instead of reinforcing Mare, Einsulgon needs to keep the army of Slane at bay. So Zesshi and Mare are alone, and will fight to the end. Mare, who on this point would have fought pretty much like Einsulgon had fought Sheltier, carefully and systematically, in order to deplete the offensive and defensive capabilities of the enemy, and now knowing that Zesshi has spent quite a bit of skill on things like the goal of all life is death, and Mare's mana reserves also being still plentiful, he could indeed do it. He is still in a more or less advantageous position, especially because Mare's melee attacks, which are just staff swings, are well and truly powerful, able to inflict pain and bloodlust onto Zesshi. Yes, he inflicted bloodlust with a dull weapon. It's not Dark Souls. But he also would now face the problem of being attacked by two Zeshis, something briefly countered by the Earth Elementar, which Mare has summoned in order to bind Zesshi to a place, so that Petite Catastrophe would have a better chance to hit Zesshi. Now Zesshi, who has also been proven to be able to dodge Mare's melee attacks consistently if she focuses all of her attention on it, would then together with Einherja try to defeat Mare's Earth Elementar first, which would divert attention from Zesshi and Einherja. Now ideally Mare would use magic spells on attack to destroy Einherja, while Zesshi will be busy destroying the Earth Elementar. But while Zesshi will likely finish the Earth Elementar before Mare will have been able to finish Einherja, Mare would then now suffer a great disadvantage, because Zesshi and her mimic tier would be able to gang up on him. And with the battle now being a 2-on-1 fight, Zesshi can now draw Mare's attention away from Einherja, dodge any physical attacks, and thus enable Einherja to land a hit on Mare, or the other way around. But Mare would not just accept this, and he has a very great area of effect attack, namely his earthquakes, to shatter the entire castle, plunging Zesshi and Einherja into the deep, deep grounds below the capital city, which, remember, is a tree city. Now Mare and Zesshi as well as Einherja would likely survive all of this without any problems, and I doubt that Mare would also be able to separate Zesshi from Einherja. On the contrary, Einherja will likely hug Zesshi and protect the real body from the debris, before trying to go on the offensive again, and while Mare, who would now have expanded more and more mana and a fair bit of health, would still face two Zeshis, albeit one severely weakened, Mare would still be at a major disadvantage, alone. But here's the point. The earthquakes wouldn't be an attack to destroy Zesshi, but a way for Mare to create a smoke screen. And before trying to go on the offensive again, and while Mare, who would now have expanded more and more mana and a fair bit of health, would still face 2 Zeshis, albeit one severely weakened, Mare would still be at a major disadvantage alone. But here's the point: the earthquake wouldn't be an attack to destroy Zesshi, but a way for Mare to create a smokescreen, to create so much dust from the rubble, and change the staging area of the battle from a confined castle to the great trees making up the elven capital, in order to summon a dragon of his very own. And these dragons are on level 100, and as Einsulgon has said it before, dragons from Yggdrasil are a problem. They are very powerful casters, they can fly, they are brutally strong and have an enormous amount of HP, so the dragon would be more than able to deal with an already weakened Einherjar, while Mare keeps Zesshi busy. And soon enough, Einherjar would lose, and now Mare and his dragon would gang up on Zesshi, in order to weaken her just enough, so that Mare can put her into sleep, thus winning the battle by capturing Zesshi. So even if Mare wouldn't have used his ace in the hole, he still would in all likelihood have won the battle. And with that said, I say thank you very much for watching, and special thanks to Arder Daddy Arder, Bet Gayi, Bet Burrito 316, Beezer, Ben C, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowley 0221, Sia, Crystal Prime, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Ding Dong, Duckwagon, Dunkler Krieger, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Feral Shivan, Guy with That Head, Hector Marino, Hoss, Haster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, J. Morris, Chromius, Kyle R, Lee K. Long, Legendarius, Lelouch Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Loverazor, Merovec, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Nope, Oh Hell No, Normal Toad, O'Kill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pantom, Personage, Primus 11, Rhinomere, Q&A Caracos P, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Super Tier Magic Batista Bomb, Supreme Cheese, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc Warboss, Rak Edsmeshar, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito 27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, Xenokai, and Zonagon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon on my next video.